Putin bad news. Could Putin have had a heart attack? I need to know how Putin is doing medically. The rumor that Vladimir Putin, president of Russia, had a heart attack and was rushed to the hospital quickly went viral online. Was Putin suffering a heart attack? I need to know how Putin is doing medically. Could Putin have had a heart attack? On the web and in the media it has been reported that Russian President Vladimir Putin had a heart attack while skiing and is currently in critical condition. But no official statement has yet been issued following the shocking claim. Explain who Vladimir Putin is. St. Petersburg, Russia, on October 7, 1952, at age 71. President of Russia and a former intelligence officer, Vladimir Vladimirovich Putin was born on October 7, 1952, in Leningrad, Soviet Union. Putin was the Prime Minister of Russia from 1999 to 2000, the President from 2000 to 2008, and the Prime Minister again from 2008 to 2012. While in office, he also presided over United Russia as its chairman. After 16 years of service in the KGB, Putin was promoted to the rank of lieutenant colonel, podporkovnik, in Soviet foreign intelligence. He left his job in 1991 and relocated to St. Petersburg. He first entered politics. Before being appointed prime minister in August 1999, he served as director of the Federal Security Service, FSB, and secretary of the Security Council after moving to Moscow in 1996 to join the administration of President Boris Yeltsin. In 2000, after Yeltsin resigned, he became acting president and was then elected president for the first time in less than 4 months. In 2004, he received 72% of the vote and was re-elected. Putin served as prime minister under Dmitry Medvedev from 2008 to 2012 because he was constitutionally barred from serving 2 consecutive terms as president. Putin returned to the presidency in 2012 after a year marred by fraud allegations and protests, and he was re-elected in 2018. One of the amendments he signed into law in April 2021 after the referendum allowed him to run for re-election twice, potentially extending his presidency until 2036. The Russian economy grew by an annual average of 7% during Vladimir Putin's first term as president, thanks to reforms and a 5-fold increase in oil and gas prices. Putin also led Russia in a war against Chechen separatists, which re-established federal control in the region. He was in charge of the military and police reform and the war with Georgia during his time as prime minister. During his third term in office, Russia annexed Crimea, supported the war in eastern Ukraine, and conducted several military operations, all of which drew international condemnation and plunged the country into a financial crisis. The military intervention against the rebel and jihadist groups in Syria was also ordered by him. He presided over a military buildup along the Ukrainian border and an all-out offensive in February 2022 during his fourth term as president, prompting widespread international condemnation and an increase in sanctions. War crimes in Ukraine are being investigated by the International Criminal Court. The illegal annexation of southern and eastern Ukraine into Russia was announced by Putin in September 2022, and he officially approved it. Putin was issued an arrest warrant by the International Criminal Court in March 2023 on charges of war crimes related to the alleged abduction of children from their legitimate families during the conflict. Russia has begun a slide toward authoritarianism and a decline in democratic freedoms under Putin's leadership. Numerous human rights violations, including the imprisonment and repression of political opponents, the destruction and repression of independent media in Russia, and the failure to hold free and fair elections, characterize Putin's rule. Transparency International's Corruption Perceptions Index, the Democracy Index of the Economist Intelligence Unit, and the World Freedom Index of Freedom House all gave Putin's Russia low marks. Before Russia invaded Ukraine, Putin was one of the most powerful leaders in the world and enjoyed consistently high approval ratings at home. Time magazine's 2007 Person of the Year was him. He topped Time magazine's list of the 100 most influential people in the world in 2015. Between 2013 and 2016, he was named the most powerful person in the world by Forbes. Putin's tenure as president is second only to that of Belarus's Alexander Lukashenko among European leaders.